So in this tutorial, we're going to look at taking a face from one person and putting it on another person's face. This method, the auto blend layer method, it's got its limitations. Basically, it's going to work best if the faces are similar sizes and skin tone color. It gets a little wonky when you're trying to go from one skin tone to another, so that would be for a different tutorial. But you're going to want to make sure that they are the same size from the get-go so that it's not harder later. And to do that, so I'm going to take Trump's face and put it on Mr. Bean's body. So I've got two pictures pasted here, and I'm going to resize this one by hitting Control T. And now it's kind of hard to see because it's putting it over his face. So what you can actually do is change the opacity so that I can tell. I want the eyes. Okay, so that other than Trump's head being bigger, I think the face is a similar size at this point. Okay, so we can put that back to full. Alright, and leave that to the side. So now we're going to go deal with the Mr. Bean layer. And what you're going to want to do, this is going to seem creepy, this is using the clone tool, but you're going to want to turn his whole face into just a blob of skin color. Like, whatever color you're working with, you want it to be that color. So we're going to use the clone tool for that. And so that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th tool down. Press and hold and make sure you have the clone tool. So this guy, you're going to need to hit Alt, and you see that little target that shows up? This is telling the computer what part of the face you want to clone. So I usually start with the forehead because it's got the most empty sort of area. So I'm going to click his forehead. So now, if I want to make it bigger, I can right click and make it bigger. Usually it works better not giant though, because then it starts taking in other stuff. So you can see how that plus is showing up because it's telling me where I'm copying it from. Right? So see, if I go too low, I've started to copy his hair into it. So it's just like a lot of like little clicks. Hitting Alt, picking what you want to copy from, and slowly erasing his face. Oop. Control Z. So yes, this looks super creepy. So that starts happening when my color picker is tracing or copying something else. It kind of gives you a preview of what it's going to do too. See, now I'm kind of screwing up his neck. Okay, JK. Okay. Yay, Mr. Bean with no face. Usually I'll like to keep some texture in the skin. We'll see what this looks like. We might have to go back and do it again. So now we go, I'm holding Alt to wheel in and out, to zoom in and out. I right clicked over this layer to grab this layer. So now what I'm going to want to do is just take out Trump's features, okay? Because I don't want anything else. So you're going to do the third tool down and grab the lasso tool. And you're just going to press and hold. Oh gosh. Control D. We'll do that again. Okay. Once this is selected, I want you to hit Control C. That's going to copy his face. Then Control D to deselect. I'm just going to hide this layer. So now I have his face copied. So to paste, I hit Control V. There's his face. Now I'm worried. So the eyes usually go to the top of the ears. So we might have too much chin here. So I'm going to hit E for eraser. And we're just going to take it in a bit. Okay. So now the magic. You're going to want to select both layers. So my layer 2, which is the Mr. Bean, and then the layer 3, which is Trump's face. Hold Shift on your keyboard so that you can select both layers at the same time. Then you're going to go up into image, nope, edit, and then auto blend layers. You're going to want to stack the images and make sure all of this is clicked and hit OK. So because we kind of wiped out some of his skin texture there, that's kind of why it looks silly. So that's what I was saying, we'd usually like to keep more skin texture, but you get the idea. And you'll play around and figure out how much face to wipe and how much face to take in. But now I have it auto layered, or it merged itself into a new layer. So I have this layer still with his face, and then I also have the merged one, which is all connected. But yes, so go have fun. There are also a couple other ways that we'll look at doing this, but this one's definitely the quickest.